This is Gallions Fishery, Thamesmead. Easy enough to get to via Woolwich. It's slow today. It's absolutely glorious, but it's very slow. I've had a word with a bailiff and a couple of the locals that go down the canals and that, and not many people have been catching over the last week or so. I had a couple of runs a couple of weeks ago and an 11-pounder, but apart from that it has been really slow. Fortunately with Gallions Lake, it's a very on and off lake. When it's on, you'll bag up. I mean, you will be in double figures of fish every day. Normally I only come down here a couple of hours a week because I only live around the corner. Go in my little pugged up area, which I'll show you in a minute. And obviously because I fish it all the time, I know where to fish and what to fish with. There is a couple of forums that say that they've been down here, and Gallions is a really hard fishery. In the summer, if you find this a hard fishery, then you really need to give up fishing, because they will take anything. The bailiff and that around here, they're alright, there's a couple of them. One's a bit miserable. He's behind me at the moment in the other end, but yeah, he can be quite miserable. It will help you out now and again, mainly by just telling you to use bread. There's plenty of other stuff that the fish will take. They'll take everything. I'll give you a little pan around the lake. That's the little pugged up area I normally go into. Obviously there's no overhead casting in now, it's all underarm casting, which is quite awkward, especially if you're just starting up and you've got some 12-foot rods and stuff like that. But again, as I said, I come here all the time, so I'm used to it. The swim actually goes out underneath that tree and along this back wall, and as you guys have already guessed, that there is a walkway. You zoom it in a little bit. As you can see, that's a walkway where people walk. So the old girls that are walking their dogs, you know, bring their kids around there as well, their grandkids. They'll sit there and they start feeding the ducks in the summer with bread and all sorts of particles. So obviously along that back wall is very decent fishing. This big tree here, and those of you that are on my website will probably recognise that little bridge there and that tree as the main picture. There is a swim right in the corner. Zoom it in, son, zoom it in. Right next to that, there, and people go underneath that tree there. In the summer, obviously it's really bright, so people go under that tree because that's where the fish go on there for their shady bits. There's another swim next to it. There, as you can see there. Again, people then cast out over to the back wall there, because it's generally good fishing over there. I mean, there is the main lake itself is quite open. There is a few features over the back. Generally, that's where the swans go. But generally, that's where the 30s have been coming out over that side. At the moment, in Thamesmead, we have see all the kids there. In Thamesmead, we have a little club that teaches all the kids how to fish, which is a good idea, which is a great idea. It keeps them off the streets and stops them from trying to break in my motor. Yeah, but that's the basic of the lake. Where I'm actually sitting at the moment is an actual walkway. You've got a bench and a bin now, which is alright, but when you start going over to the other side of the lake, there is no bins and there is no walkway. So if you've got heavy gear, you're going to be up and down and over in like a jungle survival course over there. But along here, as I said, there's the old man. Oh, old man. It's a walkway, so it is like it's like a little park. So as far as night fishing would go, I mean, people do, and the members do night fish here. I mean, only members are allowed to night fish here. But I'd bring a bat with you at least, just in case, because you just don't know around here. As a day fishery, I mean, you can't go wrong, especially for me. I mean, I'm local. But as I said, in the summer, it's a very, very, very good fishery. It's a £5 for a rod, £10 for two, and the membership is £80 a year, and that goes down £10 a year or £30 a year if you go and help clean the lake up. The one thing I will say is, while I'm here, is over by that back wall, it is great fishing, but it's extremely snaggy. When they actually built this lake, all the odd paving slabs and stuff just got chucked straight in, and obviously you're going to get the odd little scrote that actually chucks things in from that side, so you will lose gear. I mean, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when, so you lose gear. I'll sign off now, and then if we do catch anything or we do have a fish, then I'll let you know.